Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jay. In this video, I'd like to introduce how to install the WebODM on your computers, and I will do those small projects with the WebODM system. That's it. Nothing crazy. I'm not trying to make a long video like the last time. I try to make it short as much as I can. Oh, the quick disclaimer is I appreciate you guys' comments, but I still like to mention is I'm not 100% English native speaker, so please allow me to my language. And not quite sure why these days I'm so obsessive about the mappings. Even this is not my main job. Anyway, that's something I like to mention. Why my voice is like this? Alright, let's go straight to the website of the WebODM now. If you go to the website of the WebODM, by the way, all the links I'm gonna provide it down below. You can find the links. Every website in these videos, you can find the links down below. I need to slow down. If you go to the website of the OpenDroneMap, you can find the WebODMs, and right up here, and click it and download it. Then you will see the two kind of options they provide now, and one is the manual options, which is free, and the second option is the pre-made installer. I think that's the paid version. So standard is 57, and for the business users it's 147. A little bit anyway. But we're probably gonna go for the manual for free version because that's the reason why I'm making these videos. So if you go to the Github, you will see the file list, which is WebODMs, and if you scroll down the page until you see these three line in the blue. So first one, you need to download the Git. And the second of all, you need to download the Docker. I don't think we need to use the Docker Compose. So you click the Git, and you need to download. It depends on your computer systems. In my case, I'm using the Windows system, so download it for the Windows and 64-bit. So as far as I know, the WebODM only run on the 64-bit. Before we go further, let's have a look at this minimum requirement to do that, the WebODM solutions. Minimum system requirement for the Windows users, at least Windows 8 and 64-bit CPU, blah blah blah, and the 20 GB for free disk and the 4 GB. That's the minimum to run the WebODM combination solutions, the programs on the Docker. But I highly recommend at least. Okay, let me give you the examples. My systems is 32 GB RAMs and i7 9750 CPU, and I have 1 TB SSD, which I just upgraded from the 500 GB to the 1 TB. So I thought that would really help. It turned out that which is not helping. I was going to upgrade my memories, but my computers supported only maximum 32 GB. So I highly recommend a little bit higher systems if you try to run the WebODMs on your computers. So for instance, I try to process the 300 image, one image size of my photo was 3000 by 2000 each. So I was trying to process 300, more than 300. It's a little over than 300 photos on the WebODMs, but I faced the not enough memory issues. So there's another solution for that. I'll talk about this in a minute. And that's the minimums of requirement for the systems. And you need to make sure you need to enable the virtualizations for your computers. So it depends on your BIOS setups. If it's not enabled, you need to go to the BIOS setups and enable the virtualizations for your computer system right over here. You see that? To do that, you need to go to the BIOS systems. I'm not sure what kind of system you are using now. You can Google it and you can easily find out how to do it. I'm pretty sure easily find out. Anyway, once you download the 64-bit of the Git, you need to download Docker. Go to the website of Docker and scroll down and get started and download it for the window. If you click it, it will automatically download it, but I already done it, so I just cancel it. So before you install the WebODM, you need to set up the Docker on your computer first, and through the Docker, then you can download the WebODM and install it on the web Docker. So in case of someone who doesn't know, someone like me who curious about what the Docker is, say this is your computer system on the Windows or the Mac users. The Docker is sort of like a universal, universal computer program running platform. So to run the WebODM, you need to install the Docker, and on the Docker, you need to install your WebODM to run the WebODM system. So if you are the Mac users, you can also, if there is a Mac computers, and you need to install the Docker, and on the Docker you need to install the WebODM to run the WebODM systems. If this is helping to understand what kind of system, why we need to install the Docker. Anyway, so I recommend that you run the Docker first, to install the Docker first, and just try to leave the default settings and click on OK. By the way, the versions of the Docker I'm installing on my computer now is 2.2.05, which is previous versions. I'll leave the link down below as well. If you're looking for the previous version like me, you can find all the different previous versions on this website. Current, most recent version is 2.501. First time I installed the 2.501, and it turned out that Docker take over the control to get the computer resource automatically. So the one I installing now, I can manually set up how much computer resource I can use it. So I think kind of persons like to manually adjust how much resource I'm gonna use it, how much resource I'm gonna give to the Docker. So that's why I'm installing 2.2.05, the previous version. So you can, if you wanna, download it, and most recent version, that's totally okay. But sometimes I write the articles. Depends on the computer system. Some previous version or the recent version doesn't work. In that case, you can probably try the old version of the Docker. Anyway, so once you've done it, close it, and once you run the Docker. If you start a Docker, that's starting up the Docker, and if you go to the system tray and have on your mouse, it's starting now. It takes a while to start up the Docker, so wait it until while we're waiting. I'm gonna install the Git. Git is more like a command-based terminal program, in my understanding. So you can do with already existed, yeah, and also leave the default settings. Let me just check whether it's still recording now. Okay, default settings, and next, and next, and next, and next. I'm so happy when I just press the next. I don't have to worry about the other settings. There you go, Docker is ready. You don't really need to register to use Docker, but I did it anyway. So I'm gonna type in my IDs, logins, install done, and start up to the Gits. So you can use your window. I think you can use the basics commands terminal provided by the window, but I believe that there must be the reason why they recommend to install the Git. Correct me if I'm wrong. So maybe the compatibility issues. So anyway, why? Once you install the Git and once you start up the Docker, you might want to open up the Docker first before we proceed the rest of the procedures. So go to the dashboard of the Docker. There is no container running. Of course, we haven't started anything from the Git. So I just go to the settings of the Docker and go to the resource tab, advanced, and I try to give the maximum resource of my computer PC. But the memories, I still need a little bit of memory for my Windows, so maybe 25 GBs. Swap the maximums, and disk size 150, and change my default folder for the Docker. I changed it. Most recent version of the Docker, you can't. My case, I couldn't really find out how to change the default folder on the Docker, the settings. To do that, you need to manually change from the Git, if my memory is right. So that's some other reason why I prefer to install the previous version of my Docker. So once you're done with the settings, you apply it and restart again. So you might want to wait it a little bit more before you do next process. Restarting now. Okay, let me just quick check what else I need to mention it before I go to the next procedures. Docker is a container-based development system module. So Docker is older version. Yes, I mentioned that. Git command terminal programs. Yes, I mentioned that. Why it takes a little bit long time. Anyway, go to the Git page here. So once you install the two programs, Git and Docker, you need to proceed 3 command line on the Git, which is these these 3 lines. So first line, okay, Docker is running now. So first line is copy and paste. I recommend to use the mouse button to copy and paste to proceed the message, because keyboard copy and paste, for me, it didn't work. So copy and paste with the mouse and copy and paste here and enter to run it. The destination path WebODMs already exist, and it's not an empty directories. Okay, I installed it before, and to make this video I deleted it, but I didn't delete it the folder. Hold on, let me do that and come back. Okay, I'm back, and I probably think this time it should be working now. And copy and paste to the Gits and press the enters. So to copy the basic program to start up the WebODMs, and you need to open the folder WebODM. So copy and paste the second command line and enters, and open up the WebODM folder. And to proceed the WebODMs, to install the WebODM, and copy and paste the third command line and enters. And this process will take a while. While it installing, I need to mention a couple of things. So already done it. You need to, while it installing now, you probably wanna join the WebODM. So you might wanna register the WebODMs. I think we need to do that on the website, the first page, I guess. Is it? Is it? Let me see. Projects, WebODM command line to the WebODM user interface. Download it. Yes, you need to do that on the first page. Anyway. So let me talk about a little bit of the limitations with your system to do that to the drone mapping. So if I'm pretty sure that my computer is like okay to use it for general uses. Like I didn't have any problem to edit the videos when the 4K size of the videos. But to run this WebODM, you gotta need to the higher specs of the systems. Especially if you're dealing with a lot of a number of photos, and the photo size is bigger than like 3000s or the 4000 by the 3000s. Like I said, I tried it, and with the higher resolution of the photos, and 300 was it, and I faced not enough memories. To solve the problems, there's two options for that, which is the WebODM Lighting. So basically, it's you pay for it using the company's computers to do that, processing your the mappings. So it's more like renting their computer to use their computer resource. It's cloud computing systems. I think that nowadays it's quite popular. So especially provided by the WebODMs. It's called there you go, WebODM Lighting. So I tried to test it out. I bought it like $5 of the credit, which I got it like 100 credit, and they got me the 150 credit for bonus, I guess, for his first join bonus. So I spent half of it to process it. Like it was, hold on. It was 300, was it? 300 folder and the original size of it. So it took like 4 hours to processing. So after processing, I can download it. I can do it. It's pretty fast and pretty cheap compared to the other solutions. So I think if you're having the same problem, like not enough memory issues, you might want to take a look at this web page. I will also leave it down below. Hold on, let me check whether it is finished. Okay, that's ready. We are ready to go. So if you get a Docker, hold on, go to the dashboard of the Docker, and ta-da, there's a WebODM running now, and you can go to the blank web page, and I just automatically popped up. Fantastic. So yeah, there you go. The first page, you need to create your account to use the WebODMs. I think that's because of the limited resource, I guess, in my personal opinions. I don't know, but you need to create your personal account. When you log in, you will see the first project. You can left hand side, there's the menu tabs, dashboard, ground control, and diagnostic. What is that called? Oh, here's the Lightning network. So you can use the same. Is it the same? I think I created another account for the Lightning network to do that that service. Anyway, so you can log in and sync together anyway. So go to the dashboard and edit the first projects. Let's say change the name to the simple drone surveys for my small project, and save and change. You can right hand side, you can select the image and you can import it and you can view the maps. So let's go make it a small quick missions plannings. I already pre-made it and opened it in my missions. Where is it? Do that quick. There you go. So I pre-made it a grid patterns to do that, the drone mapping for my clients right over here. As you can see that there just started up the construction. Before they started up the constructions, there's a huge, a lot of the trees that they already cut out, which is not showing on the Google map. So they want me to come up there and capture the hill after the cutting out the trees. The way I did that, I made 2 patterns of the flight to do that, the grid patterns of the waypoint missions. There's someone who doesn't know about this, but I still need to mention it because it's very important. So when you fly your drone for the first grid patterns, you need to adjust your gimbal pitch straight down to the ground, so like a -90, and you finish the first grid patterns. And when you fly to the second patterns, give it a little bit of the degrees, like a 20 degrees between the first pattern and the second patterns. And for the second patterns, lower the altitude like 10 meters between them, and change your gimbal pitch like 5 degrees. So first patterns -90 if you fly it. Second patterns, gimbal pitch is -85. That gives the program, that helps the program calibrate the camera to avoid the distortion issue. Let me show you that quickly. The documents provided by the OpenDroneMap. So they recommended when you do the drone mappings, try to do that the 2 patterns of the flight. And the first flight, first flight with the negative 90s, and for the second flight with the negative 85, like give you a little bit difference of the gimbal pitch, and between them give it like a 20-degree difference for flight headings, and lower the altitude a little bit to avoid the camera distortion issues. So I'm not sure whether you can apply to other programs as well, but this one, to using the WebODMs, they recommended this the method. It also mentioned that is it, to do this method, it takes a lot of time, more time. Obviously, you have to do that like 2 times, 2 patterns. You have to fly the 2 patterns, so more time. And also said you can. My camera temperature is rising. I really love it. Maybe I'll come back after the cool down of my cameras. Right, I'm back. So from doing this method, you get to avoid the distortion issues and accuracy. So, but what you're gonna lose is your battery power and the time. That's the life rules, and if you want something, you have to give something. So I'll leave the link down below as well. This document, you might want to take a look. And doing this, I'm not quite sure whether you can apply to other program, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna use the same like calculations to doing the mapping. So it's very helpful. And there is a comment. You can do this method with the small area to produce the calibration file, and you can, with that file, you can apply to the bigger area on the programs on the WebODM, but it says it's a less accuracy, so you can try it out. But this is something I really like to mention. That so back to the Litch missions, and with that method, I applied that method to my waypoint missions. If you take a look at the first waypoint, it's 100 meter altitude and the negative 90 gimbal pitch, and the second grid patterns start from the 15, is it? 16, yes. Lower the altitude like a 90 meters, and the gimbal pitch adjusts to the negative 85. I gave it the 5-degree difference between the 2 patterns. So done it, and come back to the office and choose the file. So let me show you the file's size of it. So first patterns negative 90, and pretty sure the second pattern is a little bit higher than the first pattern. So 80, which is 85, negative 85. So this one is a negative 85, but not much difference. But the computer recognizes it, maybe that the depth, and give you the better accuracies for doing the mapping. So the size of this photo is size of this photo is 1000 by 66. So I normally, because of the limitations, I normally go with the small size of the photo for the testing, whether it's working or not, whether to see the working or not, and then later on I try the bigger file and the bigger file. So thousands, and the file, what is it? Oh, I turn off the file. Number of file is 310. Let me just check that whether just keep recording now. And with that file, you can go back to the dashboard of the WebODMs and select the image. So I go to the where is it? Done mappings, done surveys, and 1000, and select everything and open it, and you will see this kind of option. So you might want to change the name, say like a DN as well. And I normally leave the default setting for the processing, so you can change and test it out. We are looking for the 3D model and the mapping. So if you select the 3D model, it will automatically produce to the map as well. So edit, hold on, edits. If you press the edit buttons, there's a lot of the option you can change it. The only thing I'm gonna change it is qualities, feature quality ultra, and save it. And the image resize no, and press the review, and that will show the chosen the options by you. And once you press it again, and start processing. And after when you press the processing, it will copy to the ODM from your disk. Hold on, I already done it, so I might just cancel it. Copy the photo file to the WebODMs and start the processing. So I already done it, so I probably import a file, which I already done it. Survey here. I think it's processed with the 3000 by 2000 photo size. Is it? Yes. So once you're done it, let me delete this one. So you might want to delete your not using process and not using project, or once you finish the project, you might want to download it and delete the projects on the WebODM to save the more disk, because it's kind of huge. It produces huge files, so you might want to delete it after you're done with the processing. So I've deleted. Why am I still? Why does it keep coming out from my ears? So you can view the map if your internet's connected. You can view the maps. Look at this accuracies. I got little surprise how accurate this map is. Look at the road connects to the edge part of the maps connect to the road. It's almost identical. I actually got surprised and I got a little scared because of the technology anyway. So go back to the dashboard and you can choose. You can choose the view the 3D models, and you can see the camera right over here. So if you select the camera, it will show the camera positions here. And my first patterns, you can see the upper patterns here is the first patterns. If you zoom in, and you'll see the camera is straight looking down here, and the second camera is slightly adjust to like a 5-degree adjust to the flight pattern. So in this way, you can get a better accuracy data from the drone mapping, I guess. And let's have a look at the texture models. I found that the WebODM it does a really great job. But if you want more detailed of the 3D modeling stuff, depends on your standard, depends on what you're looking for. I'll talk about this at the end of the video anyway. So let's look at the 3D models. Keep that in mind, this is the half size of the original size. So if you give the bigger photo to the WebODM, WebODM will produce the better details of the 3D models. But we are not looking for like high details for like high details of the ground. Like we are not looking for what kind of the letter written in the sign of under the ground, right? I mean, what we are looking for is we try to give the measurements and the roughly the shapes of the 3D models. That's why I said the WebODM is okay for the small project and the medium project. But if you're looking for the bigger projects and the bigger, higher resolutions and the more detailed ones, you probably want to use the something else. I mean, some other programs as well. And then you can have like a point cloud, number of point cloud you can adjust and field of view and light adjusting strengths here. It's working perfectly fine, and you can have the measurement tool to the left hand side. So this one is angle, like you can have the point measurement and distance measurement and the height measurement. Let's have a look at the height measurement. Hold on. To clean that out. So from here to the hill, if you want to try to measure it, so it says it's 32 meters. I think it's pretty much exactly what it is at the work size. Let me show you another example. Let me import it one more files. So I captured the small union tower, which previous videos you can find it at that same tower I did it before. So I captured a small tower in my town, and if you load out, hold on, I don't need to go for the texture file. Go to the measurement tool and the height from the ground to here. Is that the texture, the appearance? Give them more details about that. So it says it's 104.54. Let me Google that, the actual height of Union Tower. Height of the tower. As you can see that here, the tower built in 2013 and the height is 105. So I think this measurement system is pretty good. I got actually really surprised what we can do with these combinations with the WebODM free combinations with the WebODMs and the Litch and the Air2s. You can get actually very accurate data from these combinations. Anyway, so when you use the measurement tool, you can go to the Scene tab. That will give you better numbers. So height, XYZ details, XYZ data. And let me go back to my another projects right over here to clean that up, the measurements, and rotate a little bit. And you can draw it here, depends on the right over here. So if we go to the Scene tab and show the 2D profile as well. So what does that mean is, depends on your position, it will show you numbers depends on your positions. That is super fascinating. And of course you can download the details, measurement data, and let me clean up. You can use the volumes. Oh, this one is another one. So hold on. So we're gonna have a look at the top view and select the area you want to measure it. Something like this. I roughly select the measurements I want to see the measurements right over here. If you select it, that will show you exactly, not exactly, I'm not sure the quite exactly how big is the length. There you go. I got really surprised and clean that up. And also you can have the clipping tools. You can select it and okay. Hold on, let me just. You can select the let's say you wanna clip this. Why I can't do it? This area. Am I not the hold on. How about this one? Switching the automatic mode. Oh. I need to change the map view to do that. Let's go back to the dashboard and select the view map. Anyway, you can try out the measurement tools and the other tools and the clipping tool as well. And if you go to the map, and you can see the plant health and surface model as well. Look at this. And terrain model as well. It's free. Well, it's not exactly 100% free, but it's free. And plant health, you can adjust the colors to give the more details about the more different perspective and the change in the values. And you can of course download it, export it. Oh, to download the files, you can go to the task and download the assets. You can download the ortho photos and terrain models, the surface photos, everything, all assets. You can download it and then you can deliver it to your client. I think that's pretty much it about data. What I like to mention is so WebODM results map tools memory. Not enough memories. I mentioned that already. So not enough memory solution is use the WebODM Lighting service. So basically, you pay for their computer resource. I mean, their company's computer resource to use and process your project, which is a quite fast computer system they have. And I think I found this WebODM Lighting service is pretty cheaper than the other solutions. So if you want it, you can try it. And the second option is you use the other programs, of course. And speaking about the using the cloud service, and there is just one thing, very interesting stuff. I have to use this one again. Google actually provide the Google's mushrooms collapse. You know what? I just turn on the Bluetooth. Where is the settings? No, maybe later. So I'll leave these links down below as well. They provide a free. This is free until now, which is called the Google Mushroom Collapse. So they use the mushrooms, and they also provide the cloud service, cloud computing service. And they program installed there is the mushroom. You can try it. So it's linked to the Google Drive. You can upload the Google Drive. You can upload your photos to the Google Drive and link to the disk. And the process on Google's computers about your project. So this one is, I think this one is one of the promotions, like, or the marketing research, where they have Google has the cloud service as well. So I don't know why they're doing this. This is sort of like a testing out to see that the market is. I don't know, but this one definitely, if somebody used the mesh, and this one definitely want to have a look you guys want to have a look at the options. So I'll leave the link down below as well. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna make these videos about using the Google Gloves. The last things I'd like to mention is the Litch update. So a couple of days ago, the DJI finally updated the SDK for the Air2s, means Mini 2 or Mini 1 as well. For the Android users, let me bring that up to the website web page here. So March 16, 2020, with the new Air2s DJI firmware, excuse me, for the Air2s is now fully supported in Litch for Android, including the gimbal control. They used to have the heading issues before. Is it the heading issues? So according to some users, they have issues trying to change the gimbal pitch between the two waypoints. So from the here to here, from the waypoint, maybe it was not really possible to change the gimbal pitch correctly, but they fixed it. I haven't tested out yet, but what I have tested now is using the Litch doing the missions. Right after finish the one waypoint missions, to do my second waypoint mission, I have to read settings, my gimbal, the drones. What that means is I have to turn off the drones, turn off the controllers, turn off the Litch, and restart everything again. So to do that, my second waypoint, but they just fixed it, and I tested it out, and yes, it worked great. That's the things I like to mention it. I think it's pretty much it. So, well, before I forget, if you have any questions, leave the question down below. So I'll try to answer it as soon as possible. And oh yeah, I normally don't ask about this, but don't forget the like button if this is helpful. And what else I need to mention it? This is very important. Why you need to have the memos all the time. Oh, if any of you guys have been to my website, I am actually I take a photo and the videos for the architectural stuff more than doing the mapping stuff. So I'm not sure why I'm so obsessive about these days for the drone mappings. Maybe that's the new things for me to study. I like to study, but I try to focus on the photo and video stuff for my next videos. And last things, right? This one. So this is the goal of rangefinder to figure out the distance between you and your targets. So when you try to measure the distance from you to the buildings, I always use it before I actually fly my drone. So when I go to the work site, when I get there, before I proceed to my waypoint missions, I always check out that there is any subject higher than my lowest altitude of my drones. Then I can adjust my altitude. So check out the distance. What is good for this one is I can measure the distance from the point A to the B. Wait a minute. It looks like I'm selling this product. I'm not selling this product. This is actually my second item to measure for the measurement. My previous one has a battery issue and what is that? It doesn't have the point, the measurement between the point A and the point B. So I changed it. It works really great. It's really handy if you have it, and of course for the drone mapping, so you can just like to mention it. All right, that's it. you can hope you guys enjoyed the video and you picked up something from my videos. I really wish you picked up something from my videos, and see you next videos.